How did you let the game come to you?
Just confidence. Stop thinking so hard. I mean, first NBA game yesterday, got my feet wet, but got to see how I feel. But this game was just confidence. I mean, just had the confidence, just be Ace Bailey, who I am.
Pressure. Break with Ace. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Well, now tune in to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And we got to talk about Ace Bailey, because after a quiet debut, and a lot of people were questioning his debut, his summer league debut, in which you could tell he had the jitters a little bit.
That's my vet. I mean, he tell me just be comfortable. Saying him being comfortable doing what he doing, me just following him.
You always thrive off energy. That's something you've told me. What was the energy like in this building tonight?
Oh yeah, it was heavy. I mean, from the MVP chant just for Bryce, from just everybody loud on the free throws, I loved it.
Ace, did you have fun out there tonight?
I had very fun. I had a lot of fun.
In his second game, Ace Bailey bounced back.
Three off the wing, good look, rebound, nicely done. Ace, step back Jay, British shot by Sanogo. Great feed. Cross court pass, catch and shoot. Straight away three, short, rebound, in traffic, Ace.
And Ace Bailey looked like he was the most naturally gifted athlete on the floor. And the real surprise, and what a lot of people were talking about, was Ace Bailey's height and how tall he looked. Ace Bailey is listed at 6'8", but standing next to some of those guys that were 6'10" and 6'11", Bailey looked like he was towering over him. And so Ace Bailey looks like he could be a legit 6'10" right now, maybe even 6'11" in shoes. And even some of the commentators were second guessing his listed height. And so one of the reasons why a lot of people, including myself, thought Ace Bailey should have been in the running for the #1 overall pick is because of his rare combination of size. You're talking about somebody that looks like they're a legit 6'10", and he has guard-like skills. And the scary part about it is he's just getting started. He's just scratching the surface. He's got the confidence, he's got the motor, and that's what separates good prospects from future stars. And so we're looking at a star in the making. And I can't remember the last time I really paid attention to the Utah Jazz, but the Utah Jazz looks like they're going to be one of those teams. And they got a lot of talent up and down that roster, a lot of young talent up and down that roster. And then, of course, they got Lord Marketing. He's a good building piece. I think a lot of teams are going to be looking at probably trading for him throughout the year. And so we're going to see how that transpires. But like I said, Utah is one of those teams that a lot of people are going to be paying attention to. The Utah Jazz, by my estimations, really haven't been relevant since Carlos Boozer and the likes of Darren Williams. But outside of that, it's been a while. And so I'm happy for Utah. I'm happy for the fans in Utah. They finally got a star in Ace Bailey because he's looking like one of those guys.
Kevin, this is slightly off topic, but you recently announced Nike's NIL class in college, and one of those kids, Ace Bailey, gets compared to you all the time when you were a prospect. I'm curious if you watched them play, watched this tape, and one, what do you think, and do you think those comparisons are valid?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Ace is a pure talent. Being able to shoot the ball with that type of touch from anywhere is insane. The shots that he can make over multiple people at that length. It's incredible to watch. Him and his teammate, Dylan Harper, playing some great ball. They're one of my favorite teams to watch. But I see some of my game at Ace. I think he, as far as the mid-range game, he's probably a little bit more advanced than I was at that age. But he's a problem. I can't wait to see his career grow.
And so I think you're probably going to have at least 3 teams that are going to regret not drafting Ace Bailey. And you're probably going to even have some teams that regret not trading up to get Ace Bailey, because sitting there at number 5, I think Utah probably would have done a deal with the likes of a Washington or a team like that. And it's been reported that's where he wanted to go anyway. So had a team like that traded up for him, I think they could have had him. And I think you're going to have a lot of teams regret not getting him. And something about Ace Bailey that a lot of people don't realize, I know a lot of people question his decision going to Rutgers, and then the fact that he didn't win at Rutgers.
They went 15 and 17 at Rutgers.
Yeah.
The last 2 great talents that played on losing teams in the NCAA that I can recall. Ben Simmons, and they didn't even have a losing record. They were 19 and 14 at LSU, but felt like they underachieved, didn't make the tournament. That, and then this, he is getting some horrific advice. Like, they haven't paid any visit, they haven't gone to visit any teams. And you are demanding that the Sixers promise to draft. Why? Like, why? That is ridiculous. And so he's getting terrible advice. He didn't win in college. We know college isn't what it used to be because so many guys are in the NBA now who are that age. So the red flags are, he looks like from right now, and again, I'm not putting this out there on him, but right now it just looks like he may not, what I see now, I don't see a guy that's going to maximize or reach his potential.
Here's why I find it legitimately concerning.
It's hard to win in college, especially these days. You got a lot of 24, 25-year-olds in college these days. And then on top of that, he went to a Rutgers. Had an Ace Bailey going to a team like Duke, he would have looked a whole hell of a lot better. Even though he looked really good at times, I think his numbers would have been even better playing for a team like Duke, a team in which you really can't just double team Ace Bailey. Because playing at Rutgers, he was the offense, he was the guy. And so you got teams gearing up just to stop him. It was him and Dylan Harper for the most part. And so I think he would have looked even better playing at Duke. But he didn't go to Duke. He elected not to. He could have gone. But that lets me know something about Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey doesn't like to necessarily take the easy route. Could have went and worked out for Philadelphia. Could have went and worked out for the Spurs and all the other teams that wanted him to work out. But he didn't. He wanted to go where he wanted to go. And I'm pretty sure him and his camp knew the criticism that he was going to face, but he didn't care. That lets me know a lot about an individual's character when you do what you want to do and don't necessarily do what everybody is expecting you to do. You got to respect that, especially in this day and age, especially if you're willing to give up the money. We're talking about $5 million difference between the contract versus the number 5 pick or the number 3, 2, or 4 pick. And so he put his money where his mouth is. And so you got to respect that. And he's looking like he might be the steal of the draft. And he might be still growing, literally and figuratively. And so the first Summer League action that we had is going to wrap up here pretty soon. I believe it wraps up tonight in Salt Lake City. But as we all know, the real Summer League doesn't start until they get to Vegas. And that's the one most people are going to be tuned in to see. And so we're going to see how he performs for the rest of the Summer League. But I'm looking forward to seeing Ace Bailey as well as some of the other prospects. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go and hit that like button for me. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment for me down below if you enjoyed the video as well. And as usual, peace and chaos.